We now proceed with Atkinson, Andelson, Loya, Ruud, and Romo. So it's 7:43. You will have 20 minutes to give a summary of the law firm, and follow after that you will have 10 minutes for Q&A. However, if you do not use all your 20 minutes for to introduce yourself, it will be added to your Q&A. Just keep it there.
Okay.
All right.
Should we start now?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Well, first, thank you very much for inviting us here this evening. I just think I know most of you. My name is Steve Andelson. I'm a founding partner with Atkinson, Andelson, Loya, and Romo. And I'd like you to introduce you to other members of the panel. So if it isn't, you could introduce yourself. I appreciate it.
Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Zamora, and I'm a partner in the Cerritos office, and I am a part of the education law practice group in our firm.
I'm Carlos Gonzalez. I'm I'm actually a senior associate at Atkinson Andelson, and I specialize in special education law.
Good evening, I'm Jabari Willis. I'm also out of the Cerritos office. I'm a senior associate, and I am in both practice groups. I practice both general education law as well as special education law.
What I've handed out to you is a short summary of our firm, and if you just turn to it briefly, I'd like to run through this for you a way of just providing an overview for you this evening. So it really deals with the firm attributes. The first one is what we feel is exceptional experience and technical knowledge in education law. Our firm was first organized in 1979, so we've been in this business for 35 years, a long time, practicing primarily in the public sector. We represent over 450 schools in California. We're also general counsel to 4 separate multi-district groups. The Human Personnel Council, multi-district group in Merced, Stanislaus County, and San Joaquin, which represents an additional 170 school districts, 107 school districts. So this experience benefits us a great deal because we know the law, and we previously dealt with most of the legal issues. So we believe that we can provide, we have in the past, cost-effective work, legal services for the school district. Next, we have extensive attorney coverage to address district needs. Our firm has 143 attorneys. We started in 1979 with the 5 partners. And we have grown large without working in California. We have 8 offices throughout California. The majority of our attorneys actually reside in the Cerritos office, which is fairly close by. It's about 35 minutes away, down 105 freeway. And you can see here that we have received some accolades from various legal publications, one of which is 2014. We're one of the top 300 law firms in the United States. Very proud of that. The next point is we have a strong focus on practice group specialization. We don't believe in this area, this time, you can be a generalist in dealing with education law, which is too many fields. So we have a strong focus in our law firm on practice groups, individual practice groups, where people focus on special ed, or facilities construction, or HR, labor relations, which is my situation here. And that, we believe, is good for Lennox because there's a greater emphasis on focus of our work and build textbook skills from that standpoint. If you look at the grid for a moment on page 1 and then turn to page 2, you'll see the general focus that we have here. We have people that specialize in general counsel. Warren Kensler, for example, in our firm helps out and has helped out before in Brown Act presentations, trainings, dealing with zoning board issues. Labor relations, that's me. I've been doing this for a long time, actually before collective bargaining started. I previously worked with the National Labor Relations Board and then moved over to the public sector prior to collective bargaining. Worked with the Public Employment Relations Board in collective bargaining and setting up the rules and regulations. So I've been around working with negotiations for a long period of time. Personnel management is another group, and we heard Barry Willis and Liz Zamora both work in that area, but they specialize in those 2 areas. Then turning the page, student issues and special education. For those 2, we really have, Carlos, as well as Jabari, both working in those two areas, student issues and special education. Litigation also will be Jabari and Liz tomorrow. Liz does the first litigation, so it's Jabari. And then we have facilities. Unfortunately, Jerry Powell can't be with us this evening. He had to get to his special meeting, unfortunately. And you know we do charter school work. And if you look at the last page of the handout, you'll see our faces. And so you'll see that in addition to the people that are here tonight, excluding Terry, who has to go to the board meeting, there's other support members of our team that you know, Sal, you know, Suki, you know, Karen Gilliard, you don't know. Karen Gilliard heads our practice group in special education. She's an equity senior partner in our firm. Andrea Schultes is facilities, Sharon Ormond. You read through this, you'll see a number of people that we work with and rely on. Gabriel Sandoval works with personnel. Hugh Lee with facilities and instruction. Aaron O'Donnell, partner in the firm, works on personnel. Jesus Gonzalez, facilities and instruction. Josh Morrison also works with me in labor relations. If there's legal research, if there are practices, research necessary, Josh will be doing this for a number of years now. Tina Gennard is our lead specialist. She is excellent. She does workshops throughout California on leads for school districts. And then you know Ellen Rasmussen. Ellen Rasmussen is with us. One of the things that we offer is we have a consultant group, a non-legal consultant group that works with us. And we've met Alan, he's a retired superintendent, and we're happy with his work. So now I'm going to take you back, if I can, to continuing down the page. On page 2, another attribute we think is our commitment to maintaining diverse legal staff. We have a strong commitment to maintaining diverse legal staff. The California Lawyers magazine in 2012 and 13 has named us as one of the most diverse law firms in California. See that. I think that adds value because the district reflects our firm commitment to diversity, which is one of our core values in our firm. Another item here is high priority placed on continuing education for clients. We do a lot of work in training. We have practice group trainings for our clients. We have 3 major firm trainings each year. We are free to our clients and general personnel matters, labor relations, special education, and technology. We have law firm advisories. We have a firm blog called EdLog Connect blog. All these are free services to our clients. And the idea here is to hopefully build up internal strength, where you build up bench strength within your district so that you're more independent, because we can provide hopefully the resources you need to have that education. The last element here, as you can see on page 2, is we do have a pre-existing relationship with the district. And I'm not sure if you guys all know this, but we've been around doing various services for the district since 1979. I myself worked with Ken Moffitt years and years ago in labor relations. I was involved personally in negotiating the first classified collective bargaining contract. As an aside, my style is very collaborative. I truly believe in long-term relationships and building trust and respect with employee groups. My sister was a teacher for 33 years in LA in my school district. She taught me a lot. They're overseeing my older sister. I respected the hard work she did for students and the hard work after hours at night. I learned a lot from them. If you look at page 2 and page 3, you'll see the kind of work we've done here in the past on facilities and instruction projects. Terry shared some of the work that he's doing, but he's not here. But you know, we've had discussions yourself with Terry. Collective bargaining, we've discussed that. On charter schools, you've talked many times to Suki, her experience, and feedback, and the support she provides her report. On special education, Carl, can I turn to you for a moment and just kind of share some of the experience that you've had here?
Yeah, I've been working with the district for this past year in special education. I've assisted in actual due process filings where it's a formal legal process. including the responses and also mediations. I've also worked with the staff to address issues that come up even before there is a formal filing, trying to resolve matters. When parents have concerns about their child's program, we try to create an environment where they can come to the district, be able to work it out before it gets to a more formal process, and trying to minimize the cost, the legal cost of the district, as well as any additional costs that would come with formal filing. We are also available to attend IPT meetings, resolution sessions, and on top of that, I think I've done about 3 trainings here at the district on a variety of issues, from very basic IEP process to legally defensible assessments, and general overviews of special education laws, training the teachers, specialists, psychologists, really anybody involved in the special ed department. So we're trying to create an infrastructure here to make sure that everyone is compliant in what they do, and trying to avoid any legal issues rather than having to play defense all the time.
And continuing on that same list, we've done a number of additional official trainings for the district, board governance, sexual harassment issues, things of that sort of past. I've done first workshop before, which has to do with employee feedback, having employees that's performing below standards, and how you can effectively work with that employee to affect positive change. We've had personnel issues here in the district, as you well know, dealing with leaves and discipline promotions. What I'd like to do, if I can, just to showcase our firm, is to turn, if I can, to Liz and to Jabari. These are new people you have not met before. You can have them give you a sense of their experience in each area.
Thank you. Well, just a little bit about myself. I have been with the firm for 17 years. I'm actually homegrown in that I started as a law clerk while I was still in law school, and I've been here ever since. And I've always worked in the education law practice group. And, in terms of my experience, I spend my time advising school district clients on everything related to school law, personnel issues, employee discipline, student privacy issues, student discipline, conducting, in the event that there is rejection in force. I've litigated layoff hearings. I've defended districts against discrimination claims before administrative bodies like DFH, DPOC, and I've conducted many trainings on sexual harassment prevention trainings, and I conduct a lot of school-related investigations as well. Investigations of complaints, whether they're student or parent complaints, or even employee complaints involving either harassment, retaliation, discrimination. I am the investigator that comes in and deals with those issues. But in addition to that, I also, because there are a lot of site-level administrators that have to conduct their own investigations on a daily basis, issues come up all the time. They're not always having an attorney conduct those investigations. I provide training for management teams, administrators, and staff to allow them to be able to conduct these effective investigations. I provide assistance to districts in terms of complying with Office of Civil Rights complaints, OCR complaints, and again, defending the district and litigating termination, whether it's teacher termination hearings or classified employee termination hearings. I mean, really everything that comes up, in the context of the school district, I feel like my role is to be part of your team. Your role as a board and as a district is to focus on providing a quality education to your students. That's what your goal is. And for myself, as part of that team, I feel that that's my role, is to help you do what you do best, do what's best for students. I'm very, very committed to student equity issues in education. I have conducted workshops at a variety of statewide conferences such as the California Association of Latino Superintendents and Administrators conferences, CALSA Institute, ACABE. I provide trainings on an issue that's very close to my heart, which is providing effective mentoring and educational programs for minority girls in particular. And you know, when my clients ask me, I'm always happy to go and talk to, as a mentor, as someone who can talk to young girls and hopefully serve as a source of inspiration. I love talking to students, and I do that regularly. That's a little bit about me. Thank you.
Jabari, if you can.
Sure, and I've had the opportunity to meet with this board, but just to give you a little bit more information as to my background, I actually, again, specialize in both general education as well as special education. With regard to the general education, I have done pretty much everything on that side of the fence with regard to certificated discipline, classified discipline, certificated layoffs, classified layoffs, employee leaves, things of that nature. For this district, I have done a little bit more special education work in terms of attending IEP meetings, dealing with resolution sessions, helping the district respond to CBE complaints. We also have supported the district in its recent transition from special education leadership. We helped during your transition, and we are now supporting your current special ed director as he has become a part of the district. And so I will continue to do any and all that I can for the district, whether it is on the general education side or special education side.
I want you to know that Jabari is holding on to one important fact. He's getting married this weekend.
I am.
And this is your last day, right?
This is my last day.
That concludes our remarks. If you have any questions, we'd be glad to answer any questions you may have.
My question is about, as you know, our school district is not a city. It's unincorporated, and you know that. And we have tried different ways to bring funding to our district, because we don't have a city, we don't have city council, we don't have any of the other things that other districts have for support. So this is a two-pronged question. What can you do to support us in our efforts to continue to solidify funding for us? And as you know, Loya is, we're right next to LAX. We have been granted Loya funding, but the question is, many times we have to fight. It's not like Loya is giving it to us all the time. They give us a portion, but then we have to continue with the whole process of when is it going to happen. So how would your firm support us in this?
Well, that's a good question. Unfortunately, Terry's not here tonight to answer that question. Andrea Schultes, who's one of the support people here, or Hugh Lee would be able to do that without any problems at all. But again, that's outside of our expertise, so you just can't answer this question.
Thank you for being here. And my question is, what is your opinion on parent rights as they relate to the brand?
Parents' rights? In what context?
Rights in general.
Well, parents have a right to be heard before the board in open session. And that's very clear about it. So we believe that's critically important. The Brown Act is all about access to the public and being able to deal with important issues by the board that are not confidential in front of the public, to give the public an opportunity to respond. That's critically important.
Thank you again for being here and presenting to us. I had a question regarding, I was reading some of it, but you guys have and I haven't seen this in some of the other proposals, but it's called a time managed program. I guess it's with technology, or how does it differentiate you guys, I guess, from other firms? And I don't know, I didn't see it in the other proposals, I just wanted to see what exactly that was.
Well, I mean, I think I can do this one for that. I mean, I manage an internal system that we have in our firm where, you know, where when we create documents, whether it's, you know, legal research memos, legal opinion, letters, we have it stored in a system where, is anybody here familiar with, for example, like Westlaw or, I mean, to me, the easiest way to describe it in layman's terms would be like a Google search. So for example, if we have such, given the fact that we have 143 attorneys and we have so many attorneys conducting and preparing legal research and writing, to me it seems like a very effective way so that we can store this information and have it readily accessible, and you don't have to, unlike, for example, smaller firms, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to start from scratch. We, I think, have touched on every single possible issue in the context of education law. And so it's very rare for us to find an issue that we haven't dealt with before. And iManage allows us to be more effective in providing you with legal services because it's going to minimize the time that goes into actually preparing a legal opinion for you.
And one of the other benefits too is because we have 8 offices, so regionally we are all over California. We get the benefit of knowing what's happening up in Northern California, Central California, Southern California, and all that research. And these issues that come up in these regions are accessible to us through that research product that we have.
Thank you. Then my second question is, I know Ms. Moore mentioned about mentoring young girls as far as coming up and their education and what to do. I also was reading you have a program with, is it books that you have? Can you talk about that a little bit more? And I don't know if it's something that
so that is a program that we have that is in correlation with our annual education law conference. Our annual education law conference, I think, is typically in November, and the information is on our website. We provide a certain level of complimentary admission to our conference, but in addition to that, we have this book program where we donate to different schools a number of books. Mm-hmm.
And this is just educational books or whatever, or across the board literature?
It's across the board. Yeah.
Not for like school libraries.
Yeah.
We've done other kinds of volunteer activities. Montreal, for example, at high school, we volunteer for that. We're looking seriously at, I really want to do this, it's important to me, is provide an opportunity for students to exhibit their art. It's just, we talk to our teachers and they spend so much time on the art projects, but then they go away. And so the question is there a place or a forum where we can exhibit the art for these students? So we're in the process of looking at that as another option.
One other program that we started last year and still in the process of growing is called the Future Attorneys of America, where your district would pick 10 students per se, 10 to 15 students that are, either have perfect attendance or doing very well in school, and we have a day where they come to the office. They're able to see how attorneys operate on a day-to-day basis, as well as we give them a mock scenario and see how they respond. And we've had 1 or 2 events, and it's been successful, and it's something we could definitely extend to the district.
And I think that, just adding to what Jabari just said, I was involved in participating in that program, and what I think is so wonderful about that program is, in addition to kind of doing the mock thing and showing you around the office, we do have an opportunity for students to actually hear our stories. And the wonderful thing about that is our stories are their stories. They can see themselves in us and see that, it is possible, because we all come from different backgrounds and very similar backgrounds, and we share our story freely and allow them to ask us questions. And it was such a wonderful experience, I think, for both. It was nice to share, and it was nice to hear and see students actually be engaged and inspired. So that's something that for us, because we work with school districts so closely, and this is what we do, like I said, we are part of your team. We want to be part of your team in every aspect, and helping you comply with the law. Why? To provide quality education to students and to do what we can in other areas to support your students in these different ways.
Thank you.
How would you empower the parents of the school district?
How would you empower
The parents of the school district?
empower them, for what purpose?
I mean, overall, like, to be better involved in the community, the children's education.